I can't believe it. We're back. We're back again.
Back
Season
again.
3, reloaded. Fin out of water. We have come a long way, Rod, man.
Yes, sir.
And I just want to say first things first. I'm so happy that football is back because there's something different about football. The conversations you have when football is in the air is different. People are excited to go to work because they want to talk about football. And I think that football has reached a completely different stratosphere from any other sport in America because it truly brings people together, dog. It brought me and you back together again for Fin Out of Water Season 3. It brought people that I know can't stand each other at work saying, hey, bro, I know we got beef, dog, but who you like tonight, bro? Like, that's what the power of football, Rod. It's the power of football, man. It's such a beautiful, beautiful
Uh,
sport, dog. But first things
Indeed,
first,
my
let's go ahead
brother.
and get the intro out the way, man. You already know. If you are a long time listener, then you already know how this goes. If you're a first time listener, I'll explain it to you right now. This is the Fin Out of Water Football Podcast. We talk about the Miami Dolphins as well as the rest of the NFL. I got my brother from another mother, Rod Man, in the building. And as you know, I am your host with the most, B Herbo, dog. So, Rod Man, how do you feel, bro? We are back, bro. How do you feel, baby?
I mean, listen, man, you know every football fan's emotions during this day, the opening night of football. We first of all, they did us a solid. They gave us a great fucking game. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know,
you
I
know,
know. Now, real talk though, like recently, you could tell that the NFL has really taken pride in everything in regards to scheduling. Like the whole season means something because back in the day, you could just get a game just to get a game, but now they want
right.
to have a marquee game every single week. They want to make sure that the start of the week is as exciting as the end of the year. I mean, as the end of the year, I should say, as far as with the scheduling. So yeah, I've noticed. I've taken notice. Like for as much shit as the NFL gets, the stuff that they get right, they get all the way right.
No, facts. That's 100% facts. So, to start off with that, we get this great game. But man, I'm just happy, man. I'm happy football's back. Because life, dealing with work and your personal life, and it's the great escape. It's returned. I'm gonna blow a ton of money just betting on tickets. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yes,
the only time. You know what I realized,
yes.
Herbie? I'm not a real sports better. Like, I don't bet on basketball. I don't bet on baseball like that. I don't. I only bet during football season. After football season, I kind of don't
Yeah, you're
care.
not a degenerate. You're not a
Yeah,
degenerate,
not a
dog. Yeah,
complete. Not
yeah.
no no not a complete degenerate. That's
Ah,
that's the term.
good, 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 good catch, good catch, good catch. So you're not a degenerate. Yeah. So
Not
let's get right
completely.
into it, man. 'Cause we got the game coming in at 8:20. So what we're gonna do for the people that's listening, the people that's watching on YouTube or Facebook Live, we have what we're gonna do, which is focusing on what we expect from the Miami Dolphins this season. Obviously, to recap last season, the season didn't end the way that Rod or many other Dolphin fans wanted it to end. It, quite frankly, bro, it was a fucking embarrassment, dog. The way y'all niggas went out, bro. Y'all niggas went out like some hoes, bro. Like
Went
let's just
outside.
keep it a
Went
buck,
out.
bro.
100%.
Went out
100%.
real sad, dog. A lot
Yeah,
of
went
crying
outside.
face emojis. That's the way y'all went out, bro. So it's a new year. It's a new opportunity to elevate and show what you guys are because the rap on you guys right now is that you guys are front runners. If it's a bad team, you will beat the fucking brakes off of them. If it's a good team, you're gonna lay down, and you guys are too talented for that. So let's get right into it, Rod. What are your expectations for this season, my brother?
I heard about. I don't want to disappoint the audience here. Or you or anybody. But to be honest, I've been feeling weird coming into this football season because, like, normally I'm excited for football, whether I'm anxious, whether I'm upset with the state of the team. But I'm gonna say something that's kind of just lukewarm. I kind of feel like these niggas are good. I kind of feel like this is just the same team. Like, I don't like we've changed pieces. You know what I'm saying? I like the addition of the defensive coordinator Weaver from the Ravens. We added a lot of guys. We lost a lot of guys. We lost Christian Wilkins. We lost Van Ginkel on defense. We gained guys and we lost guys. Right? We got old ass Jordan Poyer from the Buffalo Bills. He's playing with us, playing alongside Javon Holland. We have an interesting mesh of young players and veterans. Um, I think the biggest takeaway for me last year, outside of just how we went out, one of the main reasons that the Dolphins ended up looking as bad was because we did lose a lot of pieces. Now, the guys that were there didn't step up to the plate when they had the opportunity to do so. But new year, new season. But if the Dolphins finish 10-7, 11-6, I expect the offense to do what they've done in the past. I want you to think about this, Herbie. The only game last season where the Dolphins starting offensive line played almost the entirety of the game. The only game was a 70-point game, dog. Like, for whatever reason, we can never ever get the O line right, whether it's talent or whether it's health. This shit's been going on for like over a decade. So, you know, I wonder to myself, Herbie, is this the year that maybe we could get some quality, consistent O line play to really kind of help out the offense, help out the quarterback? Because one thing people kind of overlook when they look at good teams and great players make plays when they need to make plays. So that's what separates Mahomes from everybody else, right? Like Mahomes is like the ultimate playmaker. But he has one of the best offensive lines of football. You know what I'm saying? Like Jared Goff has one of the best offensive lines of football. Like Brock Purdy has one of the best offensive lines of football. Lamar, their offensive line went through some changes this year. Their offensive line isn't going to be. We don't know what their offensive line is going to be, but they're normally pretty good. So I just want for the Dolphins, Herbie. I'm not asking for a top 10 line or a top 5 line. Give me the 12th best line of football. Give me the 13th best line of football. Like the Dolphins have had an offensive line problem for over a decade, since before Tannehill. Like, bro, when the fuck are you guys gonna get this right,
Bro. For as long as
bro?
we've been cognizant Dolphin fans, I'm not a Dolphin fan, but as long as we've been cognizant NFL fans, you guys had a bad O line. Like
Dog, it
there's
never
something
ends.
to the fact that it never ends. Whether it's injury, whether it's bad draft picks, whether it's this is going to be the most important one. Bad development, because at the end of the day, you can't always get bad players at a
Right.
specific position. So there's a systemic problem, because if you keep drafting bad players, either you're not coaching them well, or what you prioritize on offensive line play is, excuse my French, dumb as hell. So what you are seeing, what you prioritize does not work at a professional NFL level, because there's no way that it continuously happens for a decade. A
Year
decade.
after
Remember, like you
fucking
said,
year after year,
this
dog.
goes back to Ryan Tannehill, where we used to have these same conversations about Ryan Tannehill, and people used to always say, people who defended Ryan Tannehill would say, hey, look at his record when he has all 5 starting offensive linemen. The fact that we're doing the same thing with a different quarterback for 10 consecutive years is mine, and to quote the great Ricky Bobby, mind boggling, bruh. Like, that's not supposed to happen.
Dude,
It's not
it's
supposed to
crazy.
happen. For 10 years straight,
Yeah.
y'all better go get fucking whatever his name is, fucking the dude from the Patriots is legendary, bro, with a black name, bro. Like Recco Rocker, whatever his name is, dog.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. I know
Man,
you speak of. I know you speak of.
you feel a bust while I look this guy's name up, bro.
Nah, man, but listen, I don't want to get all hopped up on just the offensive line, right? Like, I mean, that's just something that was just in me, on my chest, because I just think about it like the one game we had all guys, we dropped 70 points, Herbie. So it just makes me think like, damn, what could have been, So hopefully, listen, at the end of the day in the NFL, because of the way the NFL is, it's a gladiator sport. Guys are going to get hurt. It's a lot to ask for your team to be completely healthy by the end of the year. I could say, Herbie, with confidence that when the Dolphins are completely healthy, we have one of the best rosters in football, like from top to bottom. Like we have premier talent at almost every position. So it's just like at the end of the day, there's really no reason why we should be a pathetic first round exit. Like we were a pathetic first round exit. To be a first round exit, like if you go down swinging, bro, I can live with it, Herbie. I can live with it if you go down swinging. When you go outside, that shit fucks with me, dog, because you're better than that. You know what I mean? And I hope for more health this season because that would really help us. But at the end of the day, the Dolphins have a monkey on their back. I think when it comes to Tua, who got paid, who got his money, um, I don't know. This is just my opinion. I'm not saying everybody. Tua is one of those quarterbacks that people have plenty to say about him. And there are guys that people are pretty universal about, like Mahomes or Joe Burrow, or even Lamar has people haters, but his shit is a little more non-football, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, for sure.
But but when it comes to Tua, people's opinions differ. I think Tua is in that category of he's really good, but he's just not great. That's my opinion. You know what I mean?
But
That's how I feel about him.
with Tua, and to close the loop, Dante Sarnecchia. Y'all need to go get Dante Sarnecchia. All right, wherever the fuck he at, go get him, cause he's the offensive line czar, bro. So go get him.
Right.
But to come back to Tua, we've said this. We've been talking about it for years, bro. Until this day, for whatever reason, Tua generates a response out of people, dog. Good, bad. It's never
No matter
indifferent.
what.
It's either
Yeah.
passion on one side, passion of support, or passion of hate. Why? I don't know. Like,
Me neither.
he's a nice guy. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't bother anybody, bruh. He is the perfect consummate you would want your daughter to date, bro. So I don't get it, dog. I don't get it. However, this wasn't on the docket, but um I do actually want to go ahead and bring this up because and not to completely derail the show, but I definitely want to get your thoughts on it. So I'm a big fan of the Dan Lebatard show. It's a radio show that's got famous out here in South Florida, and they actually interviewed Tua about 2 weeks ago, and they got him to do something that I didn't think he would ever do in his life, but you could tell he's been wanting to do it for a long time.
Oh,
He
say it with
absolutely
your chest. Hey, like
Brian
Kevin Hart said,
Flores
say it with your chest, dog. Say it with your chest.
nuked Brian Flores. So I
Nope.
wanted to get your opinion on his thoughts. And to paraphrase, he basically said, Brian Flores it was just it was terrible working for Brian Flores because the guy just never stopped and he always tried to remind him how awful he was as a player, and it was hard to work under them circumstances. So what was your opinion on that, sir?
Well, Herb, I'll keep it a buck, dog. Like we talked about this like before. Like we have, I could go on the Couch Bros Network page and pull the clips when we talked about this. Like, and I feel the same now as dog. Like Brian Flores sabotaged Tua. Like that's just simply what it was. And you know what's fucked up about it, Herbie? At the end of the day, we all kind of got the picture of what was going on behind the scenes with the Dolphins front office. Brian Flores wanted Herbert. Greer and Ross wanted Tua. And, at the end of the day, those are the guys that Flores answered to. So he couldn't do anything about the guy that the GM picked. But you know what he could do? He could sabotage that pick. He could make him look like a terrible quarterback. He could not develop him. He could tear him down. Because remember, it wasn't just the fact that, because here's the thing. Like, there's some people say, like, oh, Flores was just coaching Tua tough. Because I've seen people, because there are still Dolphin fans who love Flores. Like they'd be like, oh man, like there's always that weird oddball section of people who are just gonna ride someone no matter what. It's weird, but to those people, I would say, at the end of the day, it's not like people talk about it was tough coaching. They talked about trading for Deshaun Watson. They talked about fucking getting rid of him for several different quarterbacks. They talked about fucking drafting another quarterback. Like nigga, while Tua was under Flores, there must have been like 3 or 4 different conversations about him even being the quarterback. So there would no like that's why Tua is a weird case of a quarterback to me, Herbie, because he's literally a case of a quarterback who came into the league and the coach just did not want to develop him. Like, bro, the offense that we ran in Tua's second year, Herbie, we had 2 offensive coordinators, Herbie. And if you have 2 offensive coordinators, you have none. Zero. So it's just like he put our quarterback in a position to look as bad as possible. So of course, the people who seen Tua his first 2 years, if they don't pay attention to the Dolphins, they look at that nigga and be like, damn, this nigga ass, man. Like this nigga just throwing 5-yard passes. That's what now the offense is just so discombobulated. He's actually making the best of a bad situation. So, that's why a lot of Dolphin fans who roll behind Tua, like, we saw the potential, and we've seen it to it, and we've seen it. He's grown. He's become better. Mike McDaniel's been a blessing, and I'm happy for Tua because you can tell, even watching that interview, he's a different guy. Because Tua in the beginning, Herbie, like, in his early years, he was a shy guy. He was very quiet, mellow in interviews. He says shit with his chest now. He celebrates now. Like Tua has actually come out. Like he has become his person. I do think if you ask me my expectations of him going into the year, I think we're gonna see his best season this year. Like I think we're gonna see the best. I don't know if we'll see a better season from Tua after, but I think we'll see the best version of Tua this year, provided he stays healthy.
No, and honestly, I think that too because remember, this is what year 2, year 3 with Mike McDaniel's.
Year three.
Yeah, because the first season he got hurt. This season he played the whole season, and this is year 3. So this is something that he never had. Really, is continuity.
Yep.
Continuity. Like, listen, I'm hard. You know me, bro. We have a series which is going to be back this year, which is You're the Worst. I'm as
You're the
hard of a
worst.
quarterback play as anybody, right? But at the end of the
Yeah.
day, teams break quarterbacks before a quarterback breaks himself. And that's
Yes.
just a fact. That's
That's
just a
real.
fact.
That's
There's
really
a reason why
that's
the
facts.
same teams are always there's a reason why majority of the same teams are always drafting quarterbacks because these they can't get they are can't get right all stars, bro. So these organizations and they get the least amount of blame for doing that and absolutely ruining quarterbacks. Brian Flores could have ruined Tua Tagovailoa. We just like you said, we have clips and episodes of us talking about it. We have episodes of us being hard on Brian Flores before it was cool to be hard on Brian Flores. We kept it a
Mm-hmm.
bean.
Yep.
If you said anything negative about Brian Flores 2 years ago, you as a black man, you were seen as somebody who was uh, uh, a do boy. You feel me? You
Mm-hmm.
support the NFL. You
You a
know
coon.
you a coon.
No, fuck you. Up yours, motherfuckers. We
like
were
like
right.
we were right. Cause the reason why we were right because it was obvious, and the reason why it was obvious because people forget this. Ryan Flores not only ran out somebody who eventually led the league in passing, he ran off somebody who became an All-Pro, first-team All-Pro at safety, and Minka Fitzpatrick. That man ran
Mm-hmm.
off two quality players at premium positions. There was no defense of that.
Mm-hmm.
People
None.
don't. People do not remember. Minka Fitzpatrick is supposed to be an All-Pro with y'all, not with the
With the,
Steelers.
imagine him and Javon Holland, bro. Dude,
Come on,
best
dog.
best best safety tandem in football.
Easy,
In
easy. So
football,
and
like
so when people were trying to say Brian Flores like Tua don't like hard coaching, the nigga played for fucking
for Nick
Nick
Saban.
Saban.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Whenever people say that, I'm just like, get the fuck out of here. Stop. You're just talking out your ass, bro. Your
Out
butt
your
cheeks are
ass,
flapping, dog. That's not
like
the case.
completely talking out of your ass, bro. So it was always bullshit. It was always nonsense and stuff like that, bro. So, um, we're talking about the offensive side, and let's go ahead and transition, and wrap this conversation up so we can get to the rest of the show before the game starts. But let's go ahead and talk about the defensive side, and let's focus in on that. What are you excited to see, and what are things that you might have a cause of concern for as it relates to the defense, Rod?
Well, I think number one, I think I mentioned it before, man. I like the addition of Weaver from from Baltimore. You know, I think he's gonna bring some of that mentality, that edge, that toughness. And I even saw it in preseason, Herbie. And I know preseason is preseason, but I could see the demeanor of the team. Like guys were willing to hit harder. Guys were more aggressive. And I like that his scheme resembles more of what we used to do as opposed to what Vic Fangio tried to do. Because here's the funny thing about Vic Fangio, Herbie. This motherfucker came in and he really wanted to be on the Eagles. So he kind of just half-assed being a coach for us. So it's just like we went from a guy like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, at least one thing with Flores was a defensive coach, so he had that side of the ball decent. We weren't a great defense. We were great at times, but we were also terrible at times because we were such an all or nothing defense. I think Weaver is actually a nice mesh of both of them. And I see that his scheme doesn't rely like Fangio runs like a cover four quarters, kind of cover two kind of scheme where he kind of, it's like they kind of run the same coverages back to back, but everybody's responsibilities change. He switches things up a little bit here and there. Whereas Weaver looks like he has a more diverse set of schemes and blitz packages and it seems like he'll be more willing to allow guys to be in man coverage, right? Like there were times last year where we were screaming as Dolphin fans, like the first game against the Bills. Stephon Diggs had 3 touchdowns, Herbie. Like Stephon Diggs had like 120 yards. Like we were screaming for Jalen Ramsey. All they did was just put him on the other side of the field. All we were screaming for Xavier Howard to fucking cover this nigga, dog. They had Kader Cole who getting burnt by this, and Kader Cole was a good slot corner. He's good against your average number 3. He's good against your fucking slot receiver. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a nickel corner. But nigga, you can't expect that nigga to guard Stephon Diggs. So it was just like, it seemed like Vic Fangio was very rigid in his adjustments. And, even though the defense caught on towards the end of the year, I think the personnel that we have, in terms of, the linebackers, in terms of the corners, because we got Kendall Fuller from Washington, who's actually, that was actually a really damn good pickup, I think, because he was probably one of the best players that Washington had, and we got him for cheap. And he's going to be playing alongside Jalen Ramsey, and we get Javon Holland back, and he's playing alongside Jordan Poyer, God willing, if healthy. So our secondary is looking to be pretty formidable. Jalen Phillips, my bad. Jalen Phillips is back. Zach Sealer's still on the team. Chop Robinson, Herbie. I got to watch a little bit of the season. That first step is a real thing, boy. Like Chop look like he can move. I think he's going to be a great situational pass rusher. I don't think they're going to obviously start him off, as a 3-down lineman, but they're definitely going to throw him in some pass rushing situations, third downs, blitzing situations. I think Chop can make some noise this year, dog. I feel pretty good about him. I don't know when Chubb's coming back, but overall, the one weakness that I have for the Dolphins, and it feels like, Herbie, ever since Carlos Dansby left, we have never filled this hole. Like the linebacker position for us is always just up in the air. David Long is a good quality guy. Jordan Brooks, I don't know if he's the answer. Like, Seattle, I tend to, when we get players, look at how the other fans feel. Because the fans will tell you how a nigga really was. The analysts can say things and shit like that. The fans will tell you. And the fans were indifferent about Jordan Brooks. Some fans are just like, nah, we're better off without him. You know what I mean? And we added Anthony Walker, who's good, but he's injury prone. So the linebacking core is a little like, if they're going to be the key to really making this defense go to the next level, because the secondary is there, and I still think we have a good pass rush. So it's just all about the middle of that, you know what I'm saying, the core of that defense.
Right. So last year you guys finished at 19th for DVOA. And for people who don't know what DVOA is basically a stat that was created by Aaron Schatz from Football Outsiders, well, formerly Football Outsiders. It's called Fantasy Football Network now, where basically DVOA means that for this situation, in a defensive or offensive situation, you finished, and how do I explain? I hate talking about DVOA because it's one of the things what it means, but you don't really know how to explain.
It's hard to explain.
Exactly what it is. It's hard to explain because basically there's a baseline. All the 32 teams did this against that baseline. Who was the best and who was the worst in that baseline? And that is for a bunch of different plays. That is against man coverage, zone coverage, cover 1, cover 4, cover 6, against the blitz, pass rush, 8-minute coverage, 4-minute coverage, all of that. It's basically saying how well you did in every specific situation relative to the rest of the NFL. And on offense, you guys were second. You would have fooled me. I thought you guys would have been number one by a large mark.
Who was the one offensive?
San Francisco.
San
Francisco was number one on offense. On defense, you guys were 19th, which is bottom half of the league, right?
Yeah.
So there's obviously an opportunity for growth. And again, you guys are going to be better because you didn't really have Jalen Ramsey for the entire year. You're going to have, hopefully, knock on wood, you have him for the whole year this time. Like you mentioned, you got Chop Robinson. You have Kendall Fuller. You have, you lost Christian Wilkins. That sucks. He went to the Raiders. But you have opportunities to be much better than 19th, right? So I'm excited. I'm very excited. I just hope that you guys do not adopt that good weather team mindset, dog. Like, football is a fall sport, bro. Like, at some point, you got to put your big boy pants on and get it the hard way when it's snowing and it's cold and it's hard.
You know what, Herbie? It kills me because it's just like, we get killed for that. Like I've watched the Dolphins play in a lot of these games, and there's some of those games where they played like shit. But there's like we've played some good cold weather games. We just didn't win. You know, the analysts make it seem like, oh my god, like if the Dolphins see a sprinkling of snow, it's kryptonite. It's not that bad. They
It's
just
not
haven't had
that
the best of
bad.
luck. But to
It's
your
not that
point though,
bad.
you're right. They have to shed the moniker. There's a lot of monikers they have to shed, right? And for Tua
Yes.
specifically,
Yes.
just to mention him real quick before I get to the rest of the team. For
Mhm.
Tua, the moniker for him is can you show us why you got paid? Right? Like, can you show us why you got paid? And I'm not mad at him getting paid, Herbie. I've been a Tua guy from day one. I kind of had to come down on the ceiling that I believed he had, and it's okay because he's still pretty damn good. So for me, I'm good. Like the Dolphins have had such bad quarterback play for so long since Marino. I'm fine with Tua, bro, because I don't know who we're gonna get right away immediately. And the way his contract works out, we can get out from under him in 2026. So he essentially has this year
Which you
and
don't
next
want to
year.
do. Like he's good enough that you want to keep, but it's
Yeah,
ultimately gonna be on him. It's ultimately gonna be on
right.
him. Like it's that simple. It's that
Yeah.
simple. All right.
Like here's the thing, Herbie.
Any
It,
Go ahead.
no, go ahead. You good?
No, I was gonna say any last thing, but you got stuff. Hey, you still cooking, bro? Go ahead,
Oh
cook, my
no, oh
brother.
no. I was just gonna say when it comes to him and not just him, the team too, because you know what? Tua got a lot of heat for when the Dolphins didn't beat good teams, but you know who didn't get enough heat? Fucking Tyreek Hill. And I'm gonna say this, Herbie, because I fuck with Tyreek. Like Tyreek Hill is literally one of the best players who has ever been in our franchise. Arguably, I could probably say he's the best receiver we've ever had, hands down. Like who's better than him?
I mean,
Like,
who I
like
was
who's
about to say
better?
who is he in competition with, bro?
Yeah, like he's the best receiver of our franchise history. But Tyreek, Tyreek was a guy who did not show up in big games, Herbie. Like Herbie, Tua finished with 29 touchdowns last year. I guarantee you, if Tyreek Hill caught half the touchdowns he dropped, half, Tua would have finished with like 34, 35 touchdowns. Just half. Like I'm not even asking that you catch all the touchdowns. Like and a majority of those happened in key conversions in big games against quality competition. Tyreek, you got to show up, dog. We can't just all dump it on Tua. The receiver got to catch the ball when the nigga,
Hey
especially when he puts it
man,
in your hands.
hey Rod, coming for Tyreek Hill is a hot take, my boy. That pot is hot. That thing got some
Hey,
sizzle to it, boy. I
I
understand
just got to
that
keep
that
it.
kitchen. Hey, that
I just got
kitchen
to keep it a
is
bean. He
that
got to. He
kitchen
got
is
to.
hot, my
Hey, I'm
boy.
just keeping it real, dog. Hey, I'm just keeping it a book.
Hey, I
That's it, dog.
respect it. I respect it. I
That's
don't
it.
know if I can follow you in that kitchen because that thing is spicy, picante, my boy. But I'm with you, dog. Matter of fact, we locked in, bro. We locked in, twin. We locked in, twin. All right, so let's go ahead and transition, man. Before we get out of here, the game is in 14 minutes, and let's go ahead and just breeze through. Because this is our first episode, we never really got to do episodes leading up to it, so we're gonna try to cram as much predictions as we have, and we could just blitz through it because the game is about to start. So, predictions for the 2024 season, man. So, we gonna go ahead and do predictions for league MVP, offensive and defensive player of the year, rookie of the year, coach of the year, and my personal favorite award, bad dope team of the year, dog. That's what I'm here for, dog. All that other stuff, cool. Who is going to be the bad dope team of the year that we hand out from the Phin Outta Water podcast, bro? So let's go ahead and get right into it, man. League MVP. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and transition over. And let me go ahead and get this right together on my end. Let me see here. Share screen. Boom. Add to scene. Huh. Do. Give me 1 second, guys. My apologies. Trying to be a producer and a host at the same time, dog. But bye, y'all. All right, man. We got our league predictions courtesy of Vegas Insider. Rod, you can hear me? You with me?
Yeah. I got you. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool beans, man. So, league MVP, man. These are the odds for league MVP. We got Patrick Mahomes at plus 500, Josh Allen at plus 850, Joe Burrow at 900, C.J. Stroud at 1,000, Jalen Hurts Jordan Love, Lamar Jackson, Brock Purdy, and Dak Prescott. First things first, before we really dive into it. Hey man, I like Joe Burrow. He's a really good player, bro. But what we doing, bro? Like Joe Burrow got to show something, bro. Like he gets
Herbie,
this automatic pass.
bro. He's living off that one Super Bowl appearance, dog. He's still living off of that shit. He's still living off that one Super Bowl appearance, dog, where he really didn't even play that great.
He did.
Like,
If he played good, they win. They win the Super Bowl. He was
yeah,
objectively bad. Like, I get
he
it.
lives off of that.
You're going to go with Aaron Donald and all that good stuff. I get it. You were not good in the Super Bowl, and Patrick Mahomes had to have the worst half of his career for you to even make the Super Bowl that year, bro. So, he just gets this automatic pass, and it's just like, dog, you got hurt your first season as a rookie. You got hurt last season. You are actually injury prone more than anybody, and you don't get attacked for it. Like I've never seen. Like this dude has not been on the football field like his peers the same amount.
Bro,
Listen,
he's played a full season. Even played a full season. Like 100%. Like I don't think he's ever played a full season, Herbie. Has he?
No, bruh. No, bruh. So that's all I'm saying. I'm just like, all right, bro. We need to we need to have like serious conversations when it comes to this dude, because this is like, my nigga, like you gotta produce like a little bit, like help me out here, bro. Like come on, dog. But with that, man, out of this list, who do you feel is gonna be the MVP of the year? Who? And even if they're not on this list, who is your prediction for MVP this year,
right? Ooh, Herbie, man. You know, I don't want to sound like Homer, man, but I think my dog Tyreek Hill is finally gonna win his MVP. Tyreek Hill, man. I think Tyreek Hill will get two. Nah, I'm just fucking. I'm just fucking with you, dog. I don't think they're never gonna give it to a receiver.
Like
they're never gonna give it to a receiver.
It's become an award where it's either quarterback and it's the quarterback award, which is kind of bullshit. It's most valuable player, not quarterback award. Just call it the best quarterback award now. Like
at this point, yeah.
At this point,
who was the last non-quarterback to win it? Was it AP? It was Adrian Peterson, right?
He
was the last non-quarterback.
Yeah, he was the last non-quarterback, and that was in 2012, bro. That's 12 years ago. That's 12 years ago.
Imagine, bro.
Like,
imagine.
You're basically saying that a defensive player is never going to win this award. A great skill player is never going to win this award. Nigga, we'll never see an offensive lineman do anything, bro. Offensive lineman is the least respected next to punter and kicker, bro. Like, and it's crazy because it's so valuable, bro. But they'll never.
Valuable.
Trent Williams should be an offensive player of the year at minimum. He should have had one, but because he plays, they're never gonna get
non-sexy position. Yeah.
So yeah, man.
I mean, my real MVP pick though, Herbie, and I was debating this because I even thought about this before the show because I know this is such a popular pick among people, like because people just love the Texans. Like CJ Stroud and the Texans are getting a lot of hype. You know, I'm one of those people. I gotta see it again. You know what I mean? Like, but with that being said, I did like a saw from CJ Stroud last year, so I'll go on a limb because I don't think Josh Allen's gonna win it because they always say he's gonna win it. He never does. This might be the oddball year where he might, but because he doesn't have Diggs and if the Bills are still great, all right, cool. You know, maybe he might get it, but he has too many turnovers. I think CJ Stroud. You know, if it's not Mahomes, if it's not Lamar, because I don't think they'll give it to Lamar back to back, even if he plays better than he did last year. So they might have that fatigue with Mahomes unless Mahomes has one of those just all-time seasons you can't deny. But in terms of especially the guys that I've been thinking of who might do it, the guy who I feel the most strongly about is probably CJ Stroud.
For me, I'm with you on Patrick Mahomes. I'm with you on Lamar Jackson. Patrick Mahomes, and I don't think I'm gonna make a hot take right now. It's a hot take, but it's really a lukewarm take. But it's gonna come across as a hot take. My take with Patrick Mahomes is not gonna win an MVP for a long time. I don't think they're even thinking about the regular season like that. I think anything that they do in the regular season, and I'm talking about the Chiefs, is going to be tinkering, trying different things, and just making it to the playoffs. Right? Like
they're in dynasty mode. They're in dynasty mode.
It's all about making the playoffs, bro. Like that's literally it. win what you got to win to win your division, or just make the playoffs, and then that's when you really crank it up. So, like you said, he has to do something incredible to win it because what he already has three, right? He has two or three, right? So
Yeah,
he
yeah.
has to do something incredible to win an MVP again. Josh Allen. Josh Allen is supposed to win MVP. This is set up for him to win MVP. He's next up. He's next in line. But like you said, you mentioned the turnovers, bro. So, um, Jalen Hurts, bro, kick rocks. It ain't never happening. Lamar Jackson, again, it's a narrative based award, and it's hard to win it back to back. You have to do absurd things to win it back to back. If Brock Purdy wins MVP, bro, the entire infrastructure of society will melt, bro. So I don't even want to see it for that alone. So my pick for league MVP, and this is gonna be my dark horse, man. Jordan Love, man. I'm I'm
You know what,
I'm
Herbie?
not
I'll say
falling for the
this.
hype, but I'm falling for the story.
Yeah, no, you know what I was gonna say, Herbie. It's funny because Jordan Love was like kind of like the forgotten son of that draft. The draft that had Burrow, the draft that had Tua, the draft that had Herbert and Jalen Hurts. He's the
And
forgotten
Jalen Hurts.
son. You know what I'm saying? And he came in last year, won a fucking playoff game. You know what I'm saying? And you know that experience shit. Young teams do stupid shit, but hopefully he learned from his mistakes. He played great fucking ball in the second half of it. Hopefully it translates into this year coming up. I like this, man. I don't believe the hype like they're gonna come out the NFC. No, I don't even think they're the best team in the division. I think the Lions pretty much have a firm hold of that until otherwise we see. But ultimately, man, no, I think Jordan Love is a pretty good pick because he showed some things last year. He has the arm talent, and if he's made any kind of leap, he could be an impressive player, especially this year.
All right, man. Let's blitz through the next awards real quick. So we got offensive and defensive player of the year. Let's just go ahead and blitz through them. Um, Offensive player of the year: Christian McCaffrey, Tyreek Hill, C.D. Lamb, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Brees Hall. I'm gonna say, all right, get out of here, bro. Let's be honest, bro. Come on, be for real, bro. Like, what we doing? Bijan Robinson, Saquon Barkley. I'm just gonna blitz through it. It's Tyreek. It's Tyreek's to lose. It's Tyreek's to lose.
Yeah, that's Tyreek, 100%. I'm with you.
It's
I'm
Tyreek's to
with you.
lose. Like, it's 100% set up for him. It's his to lose, bro. Defensive player of the year is where it gets kind of tricky. So right now, the betting favorite is Micah Parsons at plus 550. TJ Watt is following right behind him at plus 550. Max Crosby at 700. Myles Garrett, Nick Bosa, Aiden Hutchinson, Chris Jones, Josh Allen, and Will Anderson Jr. So we're just going to go ahead and cross everybody out from right here. Bum, 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 bum. Other than Aiden Hutchinson, none of these guys are realistically going to try to win this, right? Max Crosby is a great player, but he plays for the Raiders, dog. They're not going to win enough. Myles Garrett just won it last year. They're not going to give it
Right.
to him back to back. Nick Bosa won it 2 years ago. He might have an opportunity. So to me, it's really between T.J. Watt, Michael Parsons, and Aiden Hutchinson, dog. And I can't really see anybody else winning it for Michael Parsons because Michael Parsons is the last man of that class of his generation to not win it. Myles Garrett
Yeah.
has one. T.J. Watt has one. They're all in the same generation. The voters are going to grade on a curve. So even if they have a better season statistically, technically, it's Micah Parsons to lose, in my opinion.
No, I agree with you. I was gonna. He was my pick off. He was my pick off rip, just solely because even if Miles Garrett plays better, he got it last year. They're not gonna give it to him back to back.
No,
You know
for
what I mean?
sure.
They're like,
For sure.
they have those kind of weird little politics, and you need that. I'm not hating on that. But no, I agree with you. I think Michael Parsons, he's been basically gearing up to win one for a while now. It's basically, as long as he stays healthy, I think he'll finally get his. To be 100 with you.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. All right. Rookie of the year. And we can spend a little bit of time on this one. This one is wide open. Like, this is wide open, in my opinion, right? Like, the way that the odds are makes it seem like it's not wide open because right now, Caleb is a plus 130, which means he's an overwhelming favorite to win it. But we've seen that that's not necessarily the case. If they make the
Herbie,
playoffs, yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say this. I'm not trying to rain on the Caleb Williams parade. I watch first things first. And I know Nick is big on Caleb
Oh,
Williams.
that
I
was your
was
first
watching his.
mistake, my boy. I know where this is going. Go ahead, my boy. Yeah,
No,
that's
no, no. It's
what Nick has done generational dick riding, bro. Like he realized he can't dick ride Trevor Lawrence no more, bro. So he just absolutely pivoted to Caleb Williams. This is generational dick eating, bro. It's
Oh,
incredible.
it's unbelievable. I just want to say, I think I've seen some of the throws he's made in preseason. Like, you could see the talent, but I'm not so sure he's gonna like. I think people should pump the brakes a little bit. Like, he might be the most talented player in terms of his position in his class. That doesn't mean he'll be the best. Like, that doesn't mean he'll play the best at least his first year. Now, and it's the Bears. Listen, the Bears actually have a pretty decent team around him. They got him some weapons. Their defense was good last year. They have a defensive coach. So, he has a chance to succeed. But I just want people to pump the brakes a bit, man. Like, god damn. Like, we haven't even seen him play a single real snap, dog. Like,
Um,
jeez. I mean,
okay. Listen, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. So let me go ahead and do a close up real quick so the people can see us a little bit better. So, and I want to talk to the people. I'm with you, right? I I was a early detractor of Trevor Lawrence. I We have history. Like some of our most viewed clips or shorts is me going at Trevor Lawrence before people came around to be like, all right, bro, you got to really show us something, right? And I did the same thing with Caleb Williams. But the difference between Caleb Williams and Trevor Lawrence, and this is a huge difference. Caleb Williams is the playmaker that they pretend and so desperately wanted Trevor Lawrence to be. Whatever you feel about Caleb Williams, he's just a genius at playmaking. That doesn't mean he's going to be the best player in the world. That doesn't mean he's going to he's not going to be as dominant as Patrick Mahomes, because there's a key difference that I've talked about on multiple times. The difference between Patrick Mahomes and Caleb Williams is Patrick Mahomes don't take sacks, dog. You can't sack him. You cannot sack that loose hip fucking paratoad.
he's just a slimy, he just knows how to get out of it, man. It's frustrating.
Knows how to get out of it, and Caleb Williams knows how to get out of it at times. But you saw against in that preseason game against the Bengals, before they had the second string in, when they had the first string in, he couldn't do shit. He couldn't do shit. It's when the second string came in, and that's when he started, becoming Caleb Williams and stuff like that, right? So I'm with you. You have to pump the brakes on it. However, no rookie quarterback has ever gone into a situation that Caleb Williams has gone into as a number one pick. No number one pick, I should say. So everything is geared up for him to win it. He has the name, he has the brand, he has the position. All he has to do is make the playoffs. He makes the playoffs, it's his by far. But the reason why I say it's a little more wide open, because I like Malik Neighbors a lot. I'm starting to come around on Jaden Daniels a lot. You feel me? I'm not the biggest Marvin Harrison Jr. fan, but the Cardinals going to be getting their ass beat all the time. So he has all the opportunity in the world to get some garbage time yards, bro. So I don't think I don't think it's as close as they are trying to make it out to be, in my opinion. This is much closer, in my opinion, than a lot of the odd makers are giving it. For this to be plus 130, that as an NFL future, because normally you'll get an odd like that during the season when, okay, now we collected information. We know for sure, like, this person is 99% going to win this shit, right? So this is basically saying it's Caleb Williams and everybody else. Like, don't even waste your time. I don't agree. I think it's way more open than the odds makers are giving it credit for it. And even Brian Thomas Jr. Listen, I'm critical of Trevor Lawrence, but he can play football. He's a good quarterback. I just don't think he's a great quarterback. And if you're a wide receiver with a good quarterback, you can sneak off a rookie of the year, especially if you're coming out of nowhere and you're somebody that's underrated. So yeah, the story writes itself, bro. Defensive rookie of the year, bro. Listen, yeah, bro. Nobody cares, bro. Nobody cares about defensive rookie of the year. Get the fuck out of here.
Nobody ever cares
Like,
about that shit.
nobody ever cares about that shit. Get the fuck out of
Unless
here,
the
man.
rookie is just like fucking outstanding, you know?
Yeah,
That's it.
fact. Exactly. Unless it's like Micah
Yeah.
Parsons or Sauce Gardner or some shit like that. Like they
Some
had
shit
those
like
kind of
that,
years.
yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck about y'all, man. Sorry, no disrespect, bro. Take it how you feel. All right, man. Coach of the year, man. Coach of the year. What was coach of the year? Coach of the year odds, man. Oh, a favorite quote right now is Jim Harbaugh at plus 900. Man, look at time changes, bro. Matt Eberflus
Mm-hmm.
went from being enemy number one in the city of Chicago to tied with Jim Harbaugh for Coach of the Year, bro.
Oh shit.
Incredible, man. Only in America, right?
Incredible.
Only in America,
Only in
right?
America, man.
Mike McDonald for for the Seahawks. Now, I'm sorry. Matt LaFleur, Raheem Morris, D'Amico Ryans, Shane Steichen, Jonathan Gannon, and Robert Saleh. So out of that
Who
list,
who
Rod.
won it last year? Was it Dan Campbell who won last year? I'm pretty sure it was Dan Campbell, right? Was it Dan?
Matter of fact, let me look it up right now. Give me a second. But you can
I
go
think it
ahead
was
and
Dan Campbell.
filibust. I'm pretty sure it was Dan Campbell because he's not even on the list or whatever. So,
That's why.
but
That's
while I'm
why.
looking
That's
it up,
why I asked because I was waiting to hear his name. And I didn't hear his name, but I mean, I can tell you right now, it's going to be an interesting case for Coach of the Year because I could see a number of these guys winning it. You know, Mike McDonald. I could see him. I could see him translating into being a really good head coach with Seattle. But even further, D'Amico Ryan's the job he did last year. If he can continue to build off of that, I could see him definitely taking that award. When I look at those names, that's the guy who kind of pops out at me, right? Like if I think CJ Stroud could be the MVP, part of that would probably be make D'Amico Ryans the coach of the year.
it would go hand in hand.
So
Yeah,
yeah, it will go hand in hand. So that's just my thoughts when I look at the list of guys that they have. Another guy I think of, which is your guy, Matt LaFleur, because if Jordan Love has a spectacular season, in
Hey,
the
hold on
Packers.
now. Relax. Don't put that on my jacket.
If
Don't put that on my. No.
if was a fifth.
Even if you saying yo guy, like, boy, I ain't never said nothing about Matt LaFleur in my life, nigga. Relax. Don't put that on my jacket, dog. Listen, I've seen that nigga choke away too many playoff games to say, hey, that's your boy. Relax, Rod. Relax. Slow down, Rod. Slow down, my boy.
Oh shit. Oh shit. But
um,
man, I mean, but yeah, that's my dad though.
Okay, so funny thing, we to the people that's listening, we did not talk about this. We did not do any kind of pre. We just said, hey, this is what we're gonna talk about. We didn't give our picks. It's just ironic that our picks kind of line up because my pick was gonna be, bro, D'Amico Ryan's. Like, it's really set up. Even if CJ Stroud, who I don't personally think is gonna win MVP, I think he's like probably 2 years away from that, unless he's just crazy this year. He just goes absolutely bonkers. But think about it. Raheem Morris is a black head coach. He's a young black head coach, and he's a new black head coach. So you already have those in your favor, and you're in a bad division. All you have to do is beat the Jags, win your
Mm-hmm.
division. Unless Jim Harbaugh wins 12 games out the gate, and even then, I don't think that's going to get him coach of the year because he already has an NFL coach of the year. Remember, he
Right.
coached the 49ers. So he has that, right? Like everything, it's all about narratives. A lot of these awards are about narratives. Sometimes the narrative fits the merit. A lot of times it doesn't. And
Right.
ultimately, it doesn't matter. Like, who cares if you win coach of the year? We don't judge you by winning a coach of the year. We judge you by winning a championship. So ultimately, it doesn't matter if you give somebody coach of the year who might, and there was somebody more deserving. I think I keep saying Raheem Morris. I think D'Amico Ryans has
D'Amico Ryans, yeah.
so many things in his favor. So many things in his favor for him to win. All they have to do, win 12 games and get into the playoffs. That shit
That's
is
it.
his, bro.
Yeah,
It's
100.
his.
100.
It's his to lose. So I might plus 1,500. I might be on the hard rock out tonight. You know what I'm saying, my boy?
Hey, man, your
Yeah,
share slide in little ticket,
yeah,
Sean.
yeah,
Know what I'm
put a little
saying?
future. You know what I'm saying? A little future. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that might be the move. 1,500, quick little come up, boy. Throw a little 50 ball. You know what I'm saying? They do call me Big Peso. You know what I'm saying? About 10,000 peso. A little light work, bro. You know what I'm saying? Little light work. Little
Big
light work.
peso,
Big
big
Peso,
peso.
dog. All right, man. Let's go ahead and we were being serious and all of that stuff, but now it's time to actually focus in on what is actually the most important award, the award that matters the most, the one that's nearest and dearest to my heart. Who will be the bad dope team of the year, Rod? This is what really matters, man. This is what really matters, dog. Who's gonna take that prestigious award, bro? So I am on CBS.com, CBS Sports, and they have their prediction of the five worst teams that they think are going to be in the running for bad dope of the year, man. And let me go ahead and look at their teams right now, man. They have the Cleveland Browns. Ooh, that's a strong contender. Ooh. Las
Very
Vegas
strong.
Raiders,
Oh yeah,
overwhelming
baby.
favorite. Overwhelming favorite in the clubhouse right now.
Just win, baby. Just
New
win.
England Patriots. We might see a generational bad team with the New England Patriots.
Spoiler alert. I think they talked about my pick. Spoiler alert. That's it.
Yeah. New York Giants and the New
Oh,
Orleans Saints. So let's just cut the bullshit, right? This is gonna be a slobber knocker between the Raiders, the Giants, and the Patriots, dog. So I listen. The Browns are gonna be bad. The Saints are gonna be bad. But what we might see from the Patriots, Giants, and Raiders this year might set offensive football back a decade, dog. And I'm here for it, dog. I'm so here for it. So Rod,
oh shit. Oh my god.
Rod, man, go ahead and give
Hold on,
me.
bro.
And again, it doesn't have to be from this list. It could be from a dark horse team. But who is gonna be your nominee for bad dope team of the year, man?
Oh, this might come as a surprise to people because I think people have been overrating this team. And I'm not trying to speak ill will of a certain player. I just think the bad dope team of the year is going to be the Jets. Like I think that I, I
Mm.
I I think that all this Aaron Rodgers hype. Listen, Aaron Rodgers is coming off an Achilles, Herbie. He's 40. Like will be his
He's
first
40
real
years
time playing
old.
with the Jets. Like Herbie, I'll say this about the Patriots, and I hate the Patriots. As a Dolphin fan, you have to. But I'll say this: at least the Patriots have drafted a young quarterback that we'll find out what he is. You don't know. You don't know until they step on the field. You'll find out what he is. You'll find out what Gerard Mayo is as a coach. So at least they have like a symbol of hope. Even if they're bad, they're bad. At the end of the day, Herbie, when it comes to the Jets, they have hitched their wagon to a guy that didn't want to go to mandatory camp, that didn't want to play a preseason snap, that is coming off an injury, that they were forced to get arguably one of the top five worst offensive coordinators of all time to stay on their roster. Like, I just think the Jets, and I see analysts, the analysts are doing that weird thing where they're just giving Aaron Rodgers credit because he has the accolades, he won a championship, so they never want to disrespect him. Rodgers is done, Herbie. He was done his last year with the Packers. He was done it like Jordan Love came and he looked a lot better with those receivers than he did. So I just think Aaron Rodgers' best days are clearly behind him, and he's only a couple years removed of an MVP. But I just don't see him coming into the Jets and the Jets just being this awesome team. Now the Jets will have a great defense because Salah's still there and they still have that kind of talent. But when I look at bad dope, man, I expect the Jets to be, and the Jets have a lot of primetime game, Herbie. This is gonna be bad dope in the spotlight, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like this is going to be
Hey,
premium, just PU, nigga. I'm telling you.
hey, listen, man. I didn't know that you put gasoline on your body, dog, instead of fire, bro. It lit that match today,
Woof.
dog. I wasn't ready for this, bro.
Oh yeah, the Jets,
Hey,
baby, bad
man.
dope of the year.
You, hey, man. Listen, hey. Let's break that apart, dog. Let's go ahead and break that one apart. I can't follow you there, brother. Can't follow you there, my brother. I'm willing to support a lot of things, bro. I'm loyal. I'm 10 toes down, but I got to take my pinky toe off of the floor for that one, my brother. I'm not 10 toes. I'm 8.5 toes. I'm like eight, a strong eight with you. But man, you brought it today, bro. And all right, so Rod, you gave your prediction, bro. Bad dope. That is a hot take right there, man. I love it. That's a hot take, man. But for me, the obvious answer is the New England Patriots, dog. We're gonna see some generationally bad football from these guys. Like from what I've seen in the practice, what I've been reading about them in OTAs, training
All the
camp,
drama. All
fucking
the drama, dog.
Gerard Mayo is out here cussing niggas out, bro. They done shipped Matthew Judon. Like this is gonna be a bad team for so many different reasons, and we don't have the time today, but we will discuss this next week. Another thing that a common thing that we've talked about on multiple times on this podcast is the overratedness of Bill Belichick, the GM. What Bill Belichick left Gerard Mayo stands for treason, stands for just going to jail, throw the book at that nigga, bruh. Give that
Throw
nigga a
it.
life sentence for what he gave Gerard Mayo. This team is a mess. O-line is a mess. Wide receiver room is a mess. Running back room is a mess. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it is going to be so bad. It's so bad that they're saying they don't even want to put Drake May out there, even though he's the better quarterback and he's outplayed Jacoby Brissett, because they don't want to ruin the nigga out the gate. Like, this is going to be a bad team, bro. This is going to be a bad. Like, the Giants are going to be laughably bad because they're just they can't get out of their own way. The Patriots are going to be bad because it's a bad team. Like, and I know a lot of people trying to say the Raiders are going to be bad. I think the Raiders are going to be competitive. Yeah,
They'll
they
be
might lose
average.
games,
They'll be
but
average.
in
Yeah.
it. They'll be
Same with the
average.
Browns. They'll be
The
average.
Giants
yeah.
are going to be the Giants are going to be a laughing stock, but the Patriots are going to be really really bad, man. But with that though, man, let's go ahead and close out the show. Any last words before we get up out of here, my brother?
Listen, Herbie, I am so fucking happy football's back. And I look forward to when we can start doing these reaction shows, bro, after we see, football actually being played. We won't be able to really react to this game. We had a preview. But after week one, we're gonna have a lot to freaking discuss, and I can't wait. I can't wait, dog.
Hey, while we're here though, preview. Uh, Jags Dolphins. What is your prediction?
I think the Dolphins cover, man. I think the last time I saw the line, they have us at -3. I think the Dolphins will win. I don't think it's going to be a super high scoring game. I think both teams, coming off the off season, I think the Jags are a good team. The Dolphins are a good team. So the Dolphins are going to right away have an opportunity to shed that moniker right away because you're going up against oh well, they weren't a playoff team because Houston beat them at the end. But there are
Yeah,
expectations
you're
for the
going against a
Jags.
solid team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there are
it's
expectations
safe
for
for the
them.
Jets for sure. You're going against a solid
So
team. Yeah.
so they're a team people think can win the division, right? So you're going up against a potential division winner. So out the gate at home, you got to show some. And I think the Dolphins will win the game 24-20. That's my score, my final score. Be a close game. I
I
think
mean,
it'll be
I
a good
hope so
game.
because I'm about to put money on y'all, bro. So I hope y'all win that game,
Me
man.
too. Hey, man, listen, I'm right there with you, boy.
Yeah,
right there
yeah.
with you. Yes, sir.
I need that dub, bro. It was
Yes,
rough for
sir.
me last year. I need that dub, bro. All right, with that, man, we'll
Facts.
see y'all next week, man. Appreciate it. Deuces.
Thank y'all.
Again,
Doses.
thank y'all, everybody, man. Let's go. Out of there.